Okay, you have 16 sweaters. Do you really need 16 sweaters? You have 4 cars. Okay, do you need 4 cars?
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and like Nick KEOMAHAVONG'S says,
find people who can encourage you and who talk about positive things. I couldn't have gone to this point without the support of all those around me.
So let's get you the support that you need with Nick KEOMAHAVONG and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Need motivation?
Watch the Top 10 Believe Nation.
Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Find time to be quiet.
The importance of finding time to be quiet, both mentally and physically. This is important, especially for a monk. But for us, we need to cultivate this attitude where each day, take time to be alone. Physically, separate yourself from the group. Have a moment where you recollect your thoughts, where you're with yourself, and then also be quiet mentally. And what that means is let go of all your planning, let go of your thoughts, let go of your worries, and simply close your eyes, get to a place of stillness and calm, and enjoy it. And learn how to be by yourself, and learn how to enjoy your own company. And what I find is that when we take a moment every single day to be with ourselves, is you start to enjoy your own company. You start to enjoy the presence. You start to be here in this moment where I'm not always thinking about the future. I'm not always worrying about the past, but be here now. And nothing's going on, but in this moment and training every day, I don't need anything. I don't crave anything. I don't want anything. And just being by yourself and being alone in your own company is kind of something that we cultivate and develop. So one of the things that our teaching monk always teaches is this motto, and that is to talk less, eat less, and to sleep less, and then meditate more. So again, in monkhood, we're trying to live a minimalist life. Try to take a moment to shut down your 5 senses and slow down. And everything, be by yourself, find a quiet corner, and really what happens is we start to hear ourselves. We start to hear a deeper calling. We start to hear a voice, a wisdom from inside. Some people call it intuition. But this part of us starts to resonate. It starts to awaken, and it gives us more guidance. It gives us this energy and inspiration that comes from somewhere that is deep inside. But every day they try to teach us, again, make time to be quiet, make time to be still, and be able to enjoy your own company. Can you actually sit still with nothing going on? No Facebook, no internet, no gadgets, no labels, no identity, and just sit here and be happy with that. And for me, now, I don't need anything. You know what I mean? And it's such a good feeling where you can just simply close your eyes, enjoy your own company, look around, and enjoy every moment and enjoy every experience.
Rule number 2, get enough sleep.
One of the things that is lacking with so many people is getting enough sleep. Very basic, but make sure you know your body, like observe it and explore it. Many times we hear you need 8 hours of rest. Well, what does that even mean? Is it quality rest? Is it the length of time that matters? But for you, observe and explore your body and what works for you. Disclosure for me is before becoming a monk, I always struggled with sleep. I would take melatonin and I would take Benadryl because it would take me so long to fall asleep and to stay asleep. But I was doing that and I relied on it for about 4 years. One of the tips that I learned here in Thailand was learn how to sleep correctly. A tip that they gave us and that we learned in the monastery was your bedroom is for sleep. One of the things, and think of your bedroom, but one of the things people do is when you go into their bedroom, they have their computer, They eat there, they work there, they talk on the phone, they lay down, but it's all types of room. But make sure, clean it up. A bedroom should just be to sleep. A bed, a pillow, and it's time to sleep. So that's a first step. A second piece to it is, one thing that I learned is so many times throughout the day, we're doing so much good for the world. We're always developing, we're always giving, even throughout the week. We do a lot of good. So then recollect it, feel good again. For me, just being a monk, that feels amazing to me. So recollect that proud feeling. If you guys helped out a coworker, remember that. Close your eyes and really take the time to see, that really feels good, and hold that feeling. Any other good, if you helped to volunteer, if you helped the homeless, if you called your mom, if you helped the people in this room, just helping each other, helping the guests, having lunch together, all these proud feelings that is collected throughout the day, put it at your center. Sleep with that. For me, I used to always use the end of the night to think about my problems, and I would reflect. What were the issues of the day? What are the issues of the week? And then what do I need to think about tomorrow? So my mind was always active. And being in the monastery, they taught me that's not the place. Because your last thought of the evening is going to be your first thought in the morning. So learn how to sleep correctly. But when you go to bed, go to sleep, lay down, close your eyes, and really recollect the good deeds. Think of all the good things you did today. Think of all the good things you did this week. Think of all the good things you did in this lifetime, and allow the proud feeling to just expand and cover your body. Just like this bear, cover yourself with this, we call it merit field, merit blanket, but it's just a pure whiteness, pure brightness that re-energizes you. So just imagine yourself being covered with this pure goodness and sleep in that. And if you can sleep in that, it recharges you. When you wake up, you're fully refreshed and you're ready to go. This is the one tip for me with sleep that changed my whole life. And since then, I haven't had to take any Benadryl, no sleep aid, none of that stuff. And I can go to sleep right away and I wake up refreshed and fulfilled. So sleep is very important.
Rule number 3, forget the critics.
Making this content here. And a lot of people have been so receptive to it because it's been helpful for them. And that was my intention all along. But also somewhere along the lines, some people would have their opinions of it. And some of the stuff that people say is ruthless. And it's okay. It really makes me laugh. And I'm just entertained by it. It does not bother me one bit for some reason. But starting out doing this was not my intention to record videos and make content about the monk life, to make content about Buddhism. I never had that idea, but it fell into my lap. And as a new monk, as a person who is coming into this new realm, into the monastery, I wanted to double check with my seniors and to see, am I even on the right path? Is this okay to do? What is appropriate or not? So I went to check with one of my brother monks. He's more senior than me. And I asked him, I'm still a new monk, Luang Pi, and I want to get your opinion and advice because I'm making this new content about Buddhism. And I want to share this with the world. And again, I'm still a new monk, and I would love your feedback as to, is this even appropriate? Am I on the right track? Is this okay to do? Not okay to do? Please guide me. And it was so sweet because immediately he just looked at me and he smiled, and his answer was just so honest and so genuine, and it was very sweet. But he just told me that, Luang Pi Nick, you have to keep in mind that when whatever you do and you present to the world, someone already has something planted in their mind that will come out. Okay, what does that mean? So what that means is that if I'm making content about Buddhism, about the monk life, about simplicity, sharing a new perspective out into the new world, there's someone out there with already something planted inside of them. If you don't enjoy those things, if you have issues with those things, it was already there prior to me doing this. And all it was that this content gave you an opportunity to express. It may be triggered, gave light to what is already inside of that person. So if you don't enjoy these things, of course, you're gonna say negative things about it or have different comments. That's okay. And the other side is also true. And the other side is someone who loves Buddhism, who loves meditation, who wants to develop themselves and is interested in the monastic life. They will look at this content and they will say good things about it, and it will inspire them and they will be positive about it. So again, it was not what I'm doing, but it really is what was already in the mind of that person. What you did is just that it triggered and it sparked that reaction. Even more importantly, what he guided me was that it's not so much what people said and where it came from, but he said, keep in mind, what is your intention? Why are you doing this? And I told Long Pi, I said, I'm doing this because for me, I was on a very long journey to heal my own suffering. And at that time, I didn't have teachers, and I was just looking. I also work with clients back home, working as a therapist, and a lot of people are suffering, and they're looking for answers. And with my experience in the monastery now, living as a monk, wearing these robes, I'm just so grateful because I have access to amazing teaching monks, like every day. I have my brother monks. I have access to the Dhamma, and it's deep. I get to develop myself and I get to cultivate new habits. I get to change myself and shift myself. I get to sit and allow my mind to be still and become centered. Out of this gratitude, and I can see myself shifting. I just wanted to share that with the world because I feel like there's a disconnect. A disconnect because in Buddhism, the wisdom is so deep, very deep. I grew up as a Buddhist. I went to temples. This is how I was raised. But to understand Buddhism in depth, I did not have that, nor did I have the tools to change myself. And working with people in the West, I knew some of the issues, I knew the struggles, and I wanted to bridge the two. I wanted to pull out the wisdom and extract it and give it to people on a silver platter. Here it is. If you're Muslim, if you're Christian, if you're Buddhist, doesn't matter. Take it, apply these things to your life, and hopefully you will suffer less. That is really my intention. And Long Pi just said, there you go. And when your intention is right, that's the most important thing. So keep your eyes on your own work and also your own intention. And this is important, and I'm sharing it because you can't control what people are going to do, what they're going to say, the impressions that they're going to have, and the way they share it. And it's okay. So just keep moving on with your life and don't let it impact you so much.
Rule number 4, try the minimalist approach.
This minimalist approach and difference that I see and experience and have touched myself as a Buddhist monk living in this lifestyle is the number of things that we have. When we have more things, we just have more responsibilities and we just have to take care of it. And for monks is by having less things, we just have less problems. Okay, so what does all of this mean? Let's give some examples. In the outside world,
for many of those who are watching, you guys are all very beautiful. Yeah. And one of the important things that you all have and that you value is hair. The fact that you have hair, it comes with a maintenance. And by just the fact of having hair, you need to worry about what kind of shampoo, what kind of conditioner, what kind of haircut you want, what kind of hairstyle, what kind of barber and stylist, what is the new trends, what people are gonna think of it, how do you decorate this hair. And I remember when I moved to Malibu, I remember going to a stylist and he charged $50 for a haircut. I mean, it just came with a new thing and I had to figure out like what style. And then again, just the fact that you have hair, it comes with already a multitude of issues that you need to consider. Now, come to the monk life. And as you can see, for me, I don't have that beautiful hair. I don't even have my eyebrows because it's a tradition in Thailand. And the amount of problems, the amount of worries associated just with hair, it's eliminated. One of the reasons why people suffer so much, they want time to be with themselves. They want time to do their own inner work, but they just can't find time. It's because of this. Because in the lay life, and it's understandable, but in the lay life, when you need to have a lot of things, it comes with a lot of problems and responsibilities. And as a monk, I don't have a car. I don't have car insurance. I don't have to worry about bills and what I'm gonna wear, where I'm gonna eat. So one of the difference with being a monk and one of the difference with being a lay person is the fact that because we have less things, the number of problems that we have is just less. So I share this because maybe you can use this wisdom to apply it to your life and you know the middle way for you. I'm not suggesting you leave your job, sell your car and walk. We're not doing that, but it's really just know that anything that you need to own, then it comes with more concerns, it comes with more problems that you have to take care of. And then with that, one of the effects is that you need to spend time with that. And for us, we just value a lot of our time. So hopefully with this wisdom, you can go through your life and use the middle way approach and see, what don't I need? Okay, you have 16 sweaters. Do you really need 16 sweaters? You have 4 cars. Okay, do you need 4 cars? Because that's 4 maintenance. That's 4 more concerns that you need to address. And the things keep piling up, from clothes to shoes, to your hair, to your relationship, to your work, and then you wonder why people are so stressed. They're burdened and their heart is heavy and they feel like they can't have time. You know, you're one person, but you live in a ginormous mansion and you spend your time cleaning and you have to hire someone to maintain it. And it's like, well, what's important to you? Again, not to judge your lifestyle, but hopefully we can learn from one another. And this is one thing that I've just learned from the monk life.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there. Rule number 5, have good friends.
Have good kalamitras. So this means spiritual friends or virtuous friends. But there's a story out there where Ananda asked the Buddha on this spiritual path, is having good virtuous friends 50% of this path? And the Buddha said, oh no, it's not 50%. but having good friends is 100%. It's the whole of the spiritual path. And it's very key and it's very critical. For my experiences, this life is not easy, trying to stay on task. We do alms round in the morning, we do meditation, we do chanting several times a day, we do our daily chores, and this training of changing oneself, of going inside, cultivating different habits, to exploring oneself, can get challenging and it can get very mundane. But for me, having my brother monks here next to me, where when I want to give up, when I'm tired, when I'm not motivated, they cheer me on. They share stories with me and they encourage me and they inspire me. And for me, I couldn't have done this path without their encouragement and support. Along with that, it's just having good teachers, because these are the prajans and I'm so grateful for them. Some of them have been in monkhood for 20 years and 30 years, and they're sharing with me their wisdom that they've been able to cultivate as a practitioner, not because they're reading theory and they're sharing sutras with me, but because these are people who have walked a similar path. They know some of the challenges and they are able to expand my perspective. They're able to have me think and look at life in a different way. They're having me look at my experience in a different way. And for me, it's very key and it's very critical to have that support. So for anyone out there who is pursuing a spiritual life, pursuing morality, pursuing cleaning oneself and getting to know oneself, is you need a guide, you need a teacher, and you need spiritual friends. So develop a community. Find people who can encourage you and who talk about positive things. This piece of it is very critical, and I couldn't have gone to this point without the support of all those around me. So one, I just want to say thank you for that. And two, for you all out there, make sure, reevaluate, find a supportive community so you can get to your goals, and surround yourself with the right people who can continue to push you and bring the best out of you, because it's a very difficult path.
Rule number 6, eat balanced meals.
Eat balanced meals. This is something people often try to do, but they're not consistent. So for you, any yo-yo diets you've tried before, any meal plans that you tried before that maybe might not have worked, forget about it. It's okay, no big deal. Don't put that stress on yourself, but start fresh. As of today, moving forward, be more mindful. Get your good protein, get your good vegetables, get fruit, but stick to the basic and clean that up, because it impacts everything else. It impacts your mood, it impacts just your feeling throughout the day. So pay attention to what you're eating.
Rule number 7, listen to feedback.
We need to have a middle way where you also need to pay attention to the reaction, the feedback. And the feedback to me is something that may be of help to you. You know, there are blind sides that we have. So for me, I love to get feedback and to hear how people experience me. I like to get feedback from my teaching monks, from my brother monks, from people like you, because it helps me to enhance my way of communication. It helps me to better see myself and not have a false sense of perception. These are the things that take what people are giving you when it comes from a good heart, when it comes from pure intentions to help you, because it can benefit you and it can help you grow. So when it is feedback, I am open to that. So I take it and I implement it. Some things, when you get feedback, compromise, take it, utilize it, integrate it into you. And then there are some things we don't shift because that's who I am and that's our values. For example, as monks, we hold 227 precepts. Someone can have the feedback of, well, you need to change it and have less precepts and hold 200. Well, no, that's not even an option because that's who we are. Some people will say, well, you should wear a different color robe. No, this is our tradition. This is what we wear, and there's some things we do not compromise on. So again, learn how to take feedback. Some things is you do not compromise, and some things you do, and take it all with a grain of salt. And whatever can help you to grow, I say it's a good thing. So utilize it properly.
Rule number 8, work out.
Take care of the physical body is just working out, exercising. Make sure you're moving, get your heart rate up. People tend to think exercising is going to the gym, but again, pay attention to your body and what works for you. Before coming to Thailand, also working as a therapist, besides that, for me, I was a dancer before. So exercising and moving for me meant a dance class. Exercising for me meant stretching. I love stretching. I like yoga. I like keeping my muscles lean, but don't get locked up into what physical activity looks like. But make sure for you to sustain it, what do you enjoy? What do you like? So you're in New York City, you have all these options, so make sure play around and find an activity. It could be anything. You can go dancing, you can go walking, Central Park, anything, but each day, make sure you get in some physical activity where you get your heart rate up.
Rule number 9, make plans and detach.
Make plans and then detach from them. And this one is so valid to where we are in the world now with COVID hitting us and surprising all of us. We didn't know that was expected. But this is what Buddha taught us. One of the laws is just impermanence, that things will change. And when we get too attached to the plan, to our identity, to things, and we have all these desires, when we cling to it, we'll experience suffering. And time again, this teaching keeps coming up. And in monkhood, I've just learned, make goals, make big plans, make big dreams, and then let it go. Because things are gonna change. And when they change, just have the skill of adapting and change and adjust fast. Now I can see where when things happen that are out of the plan, it's okay. You know, why am I going to get upset? But just see things as they are and adapt. And also with anything that happens, there's an opportunity. Like for example, with COVID, how it kind of shut down everything around us. But for us it gave us more time to meditate. It gave us more time to study, more time to be with ourselves. And while there is a negative side in one respect, there's also an opportunity in another respect. And for us, we try to train our mind where just go with the flow. Very easy, don't attach, and again, just take it day by day, one day at a time. And another aspect of that is so important is just work hard today. In this moment, do the best you can. You don't know what tomorrow will bring. You don't know how the situation will change, and it's okay. So do everything you can, give it your all, and then again, if things change, adapt, adjust, and keep moving.
And rule number 10, the last one before some very special bonus clips, is reflect.
Take the time each day to check your intention and what you're doing. Is it actually pure? Do you have hidden agendas? You say one thing, you do something else, but again, does it match? And this is one of the beautiful things for me in monkhood, because this is what we train. Every single day, we need to take time to be alone. We need to take time to reflect and make sure we're congruent. What we think about, what we speak, what we talk about, and then also our actions. Is it pure? So for me, every night, every day, I try to make sure what you're doing, is your intention pure? And in this moment, I can say, for me, it is. It is because there's a lot of people suffering. My whole life, I always felt that I didn't fit in. I didn't belong. Why did I do so many different things? Being born in Laos, moving at a young age to California at the age of 5, selling real estate, then doing hip hop, then working as a therapist, then running businesses, then becoming a monk. And my whole life I couldn't quite fit in. And I didn't understand why did I have to go through all these experiences. But for the first time for me, it just made sense. Because before nothing made sense. But now through the different types of experiences, the variety of experiences, both personally, both professionally, then it gives me an opportunity when I do my work, now I'm in the monastery, I can bring this wisdom out and language in a way, like I said, that people can actually hear it, that they can interpret it and use it. Otherwise, it's pointless. It's so deep, but we don't get it, and I don't know how to use it. So it doesn't make sense. And I think I have the cultural context, and out of, like I said, out of gratitude for my own experience and having peace. It took a very long time to get to this point. I just want to share these kind of things because there's someone out there who is suffering. And I just think if it can decrease someone's amount of suffering, someone's amount of trying to find answers, then here it is. I hope it helps you. So with that being said, just tying in the things that we learned from the monastery of just keep your eyes on your own bowl. Just keep looking at yourself, looking to make sure that your intentions are pure. And if it is genuinely pure, I say don't worry about anything. Just close your eyes, put your head, rest your head on your own pillow. Sleep in a sea of merit, smile, and continue the next day. When things are not going so well, you can feel hopeless. You can feel like nothing is ever going to change. And for me, I can understand this because before becoming a monk, meeting with clients and dealing with addiction in Malibu, a lot of clients come in and they're depressed and they're hopeless and they feel like nothing's ever going to change. Or sometimes you are brokenhearted and you're in despair and you're like, you know what? I am so hopeless today. I don't know what to do. I feel so low. I don't know if I can get out of this. And yes, that feeling can happen. But for me, I know there are severe cases, but for many, I just want to say, please use this law where you might have a dark day, you might feel hopeless, you might feel despair and sad, and that's okay. But just know that through this impermanence, it can change as well. And how do we know that? Well, take nature. You know, nature and the way life cycle works, where every night it gets dark. You know, some days are darker than others. Some days really cold. Some day it feels lonely. Some days but every day after that, the sun rises. There's always brightness and there's always darkness. So in that situation where it feels dark, just know that there's hope also and that things will also change. We see that with politics. We see that with different things around the world. With COVID, we will get through this. We will have another election. We will have, so again, things move. Things always move. Things have always moved and they will continue to move. So again, I just want to share this. And there may be certain situations where, again, people will have little subtleties. And yes, that's okay too. But for me, I'm just speaking very generally. So again, take the time because we're feeling it, whether things are good, whether things are bad in your life or not so good in your life, know that they can change and don't attach to either one of them. Because when it's good, that can be pulled out under you. When it's not so good, that can change also.
Because you made it this far in the video, I want to celebrate you. Most people start and don't finish. Most people never actually follow through. Most people say they want something, but they don't ever do the work to actually get it. But you are different. You are special. Believe Nation, you made it here all the way to the end, and I love you. So as a special celebration, if you put a hashtag believe down in the comments below on this video, I will showcase you and celebrate you somewhere on the screen in a future video because you are awesome. For 10 more amazing rules from Guru Gopal Das, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
In an interview on a television show, the anchor asked the tennis legend Martina Navratilova, "How do you maintain your focus and manage to keep playing